Students, today we'll start study about one group CX disconnection. When we disconnect a bond joining carbon to the heteroatom X, it is called a one group disconnection. We need to recognize only one functional group to make the disconnection for one group CX disconnection. The reaction corresponding are mostly ionic and involve nucleophilic heteroatoms as in ROH alcohol, RNH2 amines, and RSH thiols. So in alcohols, there's a disconnection between R and O. That is C and O bond is disconnected. In amines, there is disconnection between the bond between the atoms R and N, C and N, and in thiols it is between R and S. The disconnection will therefore give a cationic carbon synthon. The reagent for cationic synthon will usually have a good leaving group attached to it. So we know that oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur are more electronegative compared to carbon. So when we look at the disconnection, see Rx is getting disconnected in such a way that R, that is carbon, always possesses positive charge and X has the negative charge. So here X can be oxygen, nitrogen or sulfur. See here we know because X is more electronegative, that is oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur being more electronegative will take up the electron cloud of R towards itself, as a result of which X possesses the negative charge and R has a positive charge. So now these are the synthons. So now the synthetic equivalents for these will be Ry for R plus synthon and XH for X minus synthon. Y can be bromide, OTS and so on. Now let us study one group CX disconnection of carbonyl derivative RC double bond OX. Acid derivatives are easy to disconnect since we almost always choose the bond between the carbonyl group and the heteroatom for our disconnection. So here I've given the illustration. We have RC double bond OX as the target molecule. So here the disconnection is between the carbonyl carbon and X. So next step would be writing the retrosynthetic arrow, and above that we are going to denote the bond which is undergoing the disconnection, that is the CX. So the next is going to be writing the synthon. So here the synthon is going to be the acyl cation and the halide ion. So acyl cation is RC double bond O plus, which that is the suitable reagent for the cation is going to be the acyl chloride, RC double bond OCl. And for X minus is going to be an XH as the synthetic equivalent. Now next let us study some examples. So example 1, the ester which is used both as an insect repellent and as a solvent in perfumery has the following disconnection. So we have an ester as a target molecule, and here again we can see the disconnection is between C and oxygen, carbonyl carbon and oxygen. And the next step is going to be writing down the retrosynthetic arrow, and above that we are writing the CO and below that we are writing the ester, means representing the bond which is disconnected. And then we are going to write on the synthons. So the synthons is going to be CH2O minus, that is the benzyl oxy group, and the benzoyl cation are going to be the synthons for disconnection of this target molecule ester. And where the next step is going to be writing down the synthetic equivalent. So the synthetic equivalent for benzyl oxy group is benzyl alcohol, and synthetic equivalent for benzoyl cation is going to be benzoyl chloride. So now these two are going to be the synthetic equivalents or reagents or the starting materials to produce the target molecule. Now next, going on to the synthesis, we are going to take benzyl alcohol and benzoyl chloride and react it with the pyridine, which is going to give us the target molecule. So here we are using the acid chloride because when you look at the carbonyl derivatives, acid chloride is the most reactive, and the second reactive is going to be the anhydride. The third position is for the esters, and for the fourth position comes the amides. So here you can also convert this acid chloride to an anhydride and also do the synthesis. But as I told, the preference is always for the acid chloride. We're going to take up that as the reagent and as a starting material and do the synthesis to obtain the target molecule. Next, example 2. We are studying the retrosynthesis and synthesis of propanil, a weed killer used in rice fields. So here we have the propanil, which is an amide. So amide on disconnection at CN bond. So C and N bond is getting disconnected, which is again an example of one group CX disconnection, is going to give us an aromatic amine and also going to give us propionyl chloride as the synthetic equivalents. Now here, the aromatic amine can further undergo disconnection, which follows the basic principle of aromatic compounds which we studied yesterday. So that is, the aromatic amine can undergo functional group interconversion, that is reduction, to form dichloronitrobenzene. So NH2 is undergoing functional group interconversion to NO2 because we know nitration is much easier, and dichloronitrobenzene is going to have disconnection at the carbon and nitrogen bond. So CN is what we're going to write down above the retrosynthetic arrow, and below that we're going to write down as nitration. So now when there is a CN bond disconnection, the final product what we are going to get after the retrosynthesis is dichlorobenzene. So this is the starting material, dichlorobenzene. Now coming to the synthesis, dichlorobenzene on reaction with on nitration with HNO3 and H2SO4 is going to give us dichloronitrobenzene, and on reduction with hydrogen and palladium catalyst is going to give the amine derivative. Now this amine derivative, this is the aromatic amine, on reaction with propionyl chloride, that is C2H5C double bond OCl, is going to give us the target molecule, that is propanil. So this is about the retrosynthesis and synthesis of the weed killer propanil. So next, moving on to the example 3. So in example 3 we have an ester. So we know that in an ester we can again find this is a typical example of a CX disconnection. So here we are disconnecting the carbonyl carbon and oxygen, and then the second step would be writing the retrosynthetic arrow, and above that we are going to write CO and ester. So now this disconnection is going to give us phthalic anhydride and an alcohol as the synthetic equivalents. So we know phthalic anhydride is very cheap and it can be easily obtained, and it is considered as the best acid derivative here in this particular example. So we take up phthalic anhydride as the starting material, and when reacting it with the alcohol in presence of triethylamine ET3N is going to give us the target molecule, that is the ester. Next, moving on to the synthesis of ethers. See, synthesis of ethers is also another example for one group CX disconnection. Here, the disconnection approach for the synthesis of ethers also targets the bond between CO. There is a possibility of bond cleavage from either side of oxygen, as there are two CO bonds present in the ethers. We can often choose our first disconnection because of the reactivity or lack of it of one side of the target molecule. So in ether, it's an example wherein we can sometimes get confused which side of the CO bond we have to disconnect. So for that, I'm going to tell you with some explain it with some examples. Let us take example 1. So here we have, so in this example, the oxygen atom in this target molecule has a reactive side which is methyl, and of one side of the target molecule, and on the other side we have the unreactive aryl, that is AR. So disconnection is easy. Which side disconnection is easy? Definitely the reactive methyl side is going to be more reactive, and hence we are going to disconnect OMe. That is, we are not going to disconnect O with the aryl group, but we are going to disconnect oxygen with the methyl group. So when we disconnect, we are going to get the two synthons. And next, moving on to the synthesis. So synthesis would be reacting the alcohol, that is a substituted benzyl alcohol, with Me2SO4 in presence of NaOH. And this is an example for the SN2 mechanism, which gives us the product, that is the target molecule is generated. So here, whenever you are disconnecting ethers, we always have to remember that whichever side of disconnection gives us the more suitable synthon and synthetic equivalent, we have to disconnect it accordingly. So moving on to the next example. Here we have the gardenia perfume, that is the target molecule, which is an ether again. So here this molecule, that is a target molecule, can be disconnected on either side as both involve primary alkyl halides. But the benzyl halide is more reactive. So hence we are choosing the disconnection on the B side rather than the A side. So the benzyl alcohol is more reactive. So hence we are going to choose the disconnection with respect to the benzyl alcohol. So that is going to be the synthon. So here you can see that there are you can disconnect this target molecule in two ways. One is either on A side or on B side. So B side is going to give us the small letter B as a synthon, and whereas A is going to give this the two synthons, which is already written here in the slide. So we're going to choose the B as the appropriate disconnection because benzyl is more reactive. And when you choose the A option, it is going to lead to some elimination products. So that's why we avoid the disconnection with respect to A, but we are choosing the disconnection with respect to B. And the desired product is written here. So we have an alcohol. When it reacts with the base, it's going to abstract the proton. And on reaction with the acid chloride, that's the benzyl chloride, is going to give us the target molecule. So when you solve more problems on ethers, it is going to be much simpler for you to write down in your exams or in the competitive exam. So next we are going to check on the example 3. So example 3 is the acardicide chlorobenzide. So this is the chlorobenzide target molecule. So chlorobenzide is usually used in the agriculture field to kill mites and ticks. So now we are going to disconnect the chlorobenzide. So chlorobenzide is disconnected on alkyl side rather than the aryl side. So here you can see that we are disconnecting on the alkyl side. There is a benzyl side rather on the aryl side. Because again benzyl is more reactive whereas aryl is unreactive. So that's the reason why we are disconnecting on the benzyl side. That is the alkyl side. So when we disconnect, we are going to get S minus and we are going to get the other synthon. So here, so this is another example of one group CX disconnection, but here it is CX, here X is the sulfur. So this is another example. So we have ethers, we have alcohols, we have amides, and we have sulfur also. Sulfides, sorry. So the next is going to be writing down the design synthesis. So design synthesis would be reacting the two starting materials in presence of an base to give rise to the target molecule. So all these mechanisms are with respect to SN2 mechanism. That's why we are going to write down a base, suitable base like NaOH or NaOET for the synthesis, so that we are going to get the desired target molecule. Thank you very much.